Welcome to Brainy Logic. In today's video, we are going to talk about 8 common reasons most relationships fail. Enjoy the video. If you want to make your relationship last, it's important to avoid making the same mistakes that cause many relationships to fail. Some of these reasons can be difficult to spot, but the good news is that you can steer clear of all of them by keeping these tips in mind at all times. Follow them and your relationship will have a much better chance of success. 1. Not being honest. When two people start dating, they often come with a lot of secrets and lies. This is because they don't feel as though their partner has earned their trust yet. Even worse, people can hold on to grudges for years without being honest about what hurt them. In relationships, especially romantic ones, being honest from day one is extremely important. It shows that you have nothing to hide and that you respect your partner enough to be upfront with them. If you're not honest with your partner, especially about little things that bug you, then it's only a matter of time before they break down trust and communication barriers. Honesty can be hard at times, but if you don't have trust in your relationship, then it's not worth fighting for. 2. Past baggage. It's never easy entering a new relationship, especially when you have past baggage. How can you make sure your past will not create tension in your new relationship? First and foremost, talk to your significant other about it. This might seem like an uncomfortable subject to bring up, but it is important that both people are upfront with one another about their feelings and problems from previous relationships or marriages. If there is some underlying resentment or discomfort surrounding someone's ex, it's better to clear the air before moving forward so it does not taint what could be a long-lasting relationship. 3. Too many outside interests. Although having outside interests is healthy and even necessary, a successful relationship requires investment from both parties. If you spend all your time hanging out with friends and ignoring your partner, they're going to feel neglected and ultimately leave you. You might think they're overreacting, but a loving relationship takes time. If that time isn't being spent on them, then it will end up not working out. This doesn't mean you have to ditch your crew altogether. Simply make sure that both partners in a relationship are willing to compromise. 4. Having no boundaries. Boundaries are absolutely necessary to build a happy and healthy relationship. If you don't have any personal boundaries, it's likely that your partner or spouse will run right over them and then use whatever is left to trample all over you. Boundaries don't cause bad relationships. They just protect them from getting worse. Without boundaries, there's nothing to stop a partner from hurting you. Set limits on how others treat you so that you can be treated with love and respect instead of anger and contempt. 5. Comparing yourself to others. While it's okay to set standards, being overly critical can be toxic. According to Dr. Gregory Kushnick, a professor at New York University and an expert on relationships, explains that one way to avoid being consumed by negativity is to not compare yourself with others. We are all unique individuals and we all have different strengths and weaknesses when it comes to our romantic lives, says Kushnick. So instead of thinking about what your partner does that you don't like, try thinking about what you can do differently next time. Sure, someone might look perfect on paper, but unless they complement your individuality in a positive way, there's no reason why they should hold value in your life long term. And remember, happiness is an inside job. 6. Having incompatible sex drives. Couples with complementary sex drives are more likely to sustain relationships than those where one partner has a higher sex drive than the other. For example, if you love sex and your partner does not, you may feel that your needs aren't being met, but it's an unequal situation all around. Sex is a basic biological need, so without any sexual gratification from your partner, you're likely to feel frustrated or dissatisfied overall. In order to avoid putting your relationship at risk because of incompatible sex drives, it's worth having discussions early on about how often you both want to have sex. 7. Having no time for each other. A relationship is all about spending time together and growing closer over time. If you both work very long hours or live in different cities, it's not possible to spend enough time with each other. You'll find yourself living separate lives instead of sharing your life together as a couple. At first it may be fine, since both people are eager to see each other. But eventually it becomes very difficult to maintain attraction without that connection being fed by in-person shared experiences. If you don't have a lot of time to spend with your partner, try to at least carve out date nights every week where you can reconnect and get better acquainted. Even an hour or two a week is better than nothing. 8. Lacking communication. To say that communication is a huge issue in relationships would be a gross understatement. Communication issues can often serve as an indication of deeper problems within a relationship, including lack of honesty and trust. If you're experiencing problems with your partner when it comes to communicating, Try to determine why there's so much resistance on both sides. Perhaps one or both partners don't know how to communicate effectively in certain situations. Try learning new ways to communicate and talking about what works best for each person. Well, that's all for today's video about 8 common reasons most relationships fail. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and to also hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we release another video. See you next time on Brainy Logic.